Today, we're going to talk about why you should build your own blog software and how to use it to get a software job. Learning to code can be stressful and hard, and that's why I was proud to write the book, Breaking the Code, that gives you those 5 essential steps to landing that first software job. Pick up your copy today at Amazon or any other major outlet. So we want you to build a piece of blog software, and that may seem like an odd request, given the fact there's Medium, there's LinkedIn, there's DevTO, there's Twitter. There's a lot of platforms where you could actually write an article and a lot of people would read it. So why would we say you must build a blog software, or why do we build a piece of blog software inside of our bootcamp? And there's a lot of reasons why, and let me go over those real quickly with you. It is a learning exercise in of itself. So building your blog software will show full stack web development capabilities because you must implement a front end, a database, and obviously security so that you can manage the people that can actually author articles, or maybe you have a commenter role and you want people to authenticate to your application itself. But it goes further than that. So you may be asking yourself, exactly what is blog software? Well, first and foremost, this is a full stack web application. And that means it's gonna have multiple pages in it. Now, one of those pages that I think is a must in this is an About You section, which talks about you as an author, but also you as a developer, as a coder, because we're gonna use this to get attention so that you can get more opportunities to interview for software jobs. The other thing it should have is a link back to your portfolio. And so we're going to use the articles written in this to push people towards your portfolio so they can better see what your skills are. Now let's talk about the features that are inside of the blog software. Now, first and foremost, it needs to be able to author content. So you can use something like TinyMCE as a rich text editor that can take in HTML content and then turn around and display that on the front end so that you can have pictures, bold, underline, those types of features that you'd see in any kind of blogging platform. The other thing that it needs to have is obviously security, which means that if people authenticate to your blog software, you need to be given them at least one of 2 roles. The first role is, can they create articles? Because you don't want anyone to create articles. Maybe that's just you, or maybe you could have some trusted authors on your site as well. But if they authenticate to your site, you could give them the permission to actually add comments and like or clap your article. Now, the other things that it needs to do is have a really robust search functionality, because we're going to write a number of articles on this software site. And so you want them to be able to search up the article they're looking for, or maybe look into categories or tags. So when you're saving that article that you wrote, you need to have a place to where someone can tag it up or place it into a category. And so the last thing this needs to do is it needs to be professionally hosted with a domain name that you purchase from somewhere like GoDaddy, so that the domain itself is very memorable and easy to remember so that they can find this for future content. Hey, if you're liking this video, please subscribe and like and hit notifications so you can be made aware of all of our future great content. So now that we've talked about why we build blog software and also what is in it, or the type of features it needs to contain, let's talk about how do we use it to get that first software job. Now, the thing that you need to think about is SEO impact. Now, imagine if you had 20 articles on your blog software site and someone's searching C# MVC and you just happen to write an article about that, and then it comes up in the Google search results. That's really cool. That puts you into a category or seen as an expert in that space because you're writing about it and you've put your thoughts and your content out there. Now imagine if that's a hiring manager, and that hiring manager just happens to be looking for a C# developer. They may actually call you or reach out to you on LinkedIn because they read one of your articles. Now, I've seen this happen with people that work here at Foundry and also students, where people have read their content and that turned into a job offer or a job opportunity. And that's what we want for you. So that SEO impact, as you build out multiple blog articles, gives you more ability for someone to find you when they're searching for key programming terms. So you're probably thinking, hey, Bobby, I'm not an author. I'm here to write code, not articles. How do I come up with all these content? It's really easy to say, hey, just write 20 articles that people will like and enjoy.
Do it! Just do it!
But how do I come up with those ideas and what should I write? I'm going to give you 5 or 6 kind of areas that could trigger your creativity. The first thing I think you can do is solve a coding challenge like a Fizz Buzz or like integers to Roman numerals, some kind of coding challenge that you see online, and then write your solve out as a blog article. So let's say you have 5 coding challenging projects. If you don't know those are, look up here. We have a video about that. You could write articles on how you solve that particular coding challenge and give a good detailed explanation about that. And I think that's one way you can start generating ideas for content. Now, the next thing you could do is write about like a design pattern or an architecture, say, and the MVC design pattern or the MVVM design pattern. Or maybe you want to write about like the microservices pattern or some kind of repository pattern that you know about inside of coding languages. And so write about those patterns, and that shows your expertise in that. And then those are kind of sought after search terms a lot of times. The other thing you can do is simple how-to videos. And this is kind of like a coding challenge, but it could be something that's not really to a coding challenge, but it could be more like a technique. For example, you could write about the fetch API in JavaScript and how you could pull data back from a third-party API and then deserialize that in JSON and then use that JSON on a web page. And so that could be one example of a how-to video. And you can simply come up with these by the things that you've had to solve in your projects and your portfolios and take out a small piece of that and say, this is a technique that I learned and this is how you do it. So another great topic for content in your blog would be how you build a specific feature out in one of your portfolio projects. Now imagine if you had 3 or 4 portfolio projects, you could talk about a specific feature, a problem that you solved, and then you can write the article about how you approached it and how you solved it. And this could be for your blog software or maybe your bug tracker or something like that. And you can show the audience how you solved it and then how you implemented it on your software. So the final piece of advice I have for creating content for your blog is write about interview questions. Now, these interview questions are things that you may have seen as you've interviewed for jobs, or it's during your prep process as you're trying to get ready for technical interviews. Now, the reason you should write about interview questions is because it will help you with your learning and help you solidify the answer to these questions in your long-term memory and not just trying to recall everything from short-term memory during an interview. Now, examples of these are what we get from Coder Foundry students. Here at Coder Foundry, we're learning C# and MVC. And so a very common question we get all the time during interviews is, what is MVC? And so that makes the topic for a great blog article. But if you're interviewing for other types of jobs, you may see common questions like, what is OOP, object-oriented programming? You might want to see a question like, what is a string? Is it immutable in C#? Those are the types of things that I'm talking about. And if you can write about all of these types of interview questions, it'll give you blog content and it'll solidify your learning. So let's say you've went through the effort of building blog software and you've went through the effort of creating like 20 or 30 articles. How do you get someone to find your blog software? How do you get someone to read your articles? And here's what I think you should do. When you write an article, I think you want to publish synopsis to about 4 to 5 different social platforms. And those social platforms are LinkedIn, Twitter, DevTO, Medium, and Facebook if you like. And what this does is that increases your SEO rank of this article. And this article should be a synopsis of a really quick hitter on each of these platforms with a link back to the article that pulls the reader back to your software. And that SEO rank combined with the visibility of all these major social platforms should bring a lot of eyeballs to your articles. Here at Coder Founder, we think the best way to break into a coding job is to get a teacher, a coach, or a mentor to help you out along the way. At Coder Founder, we would be honored to be your teacher, your coach, or mentor. And if that interests you, go to coderfoundry.com/job roadmap, where my team will be there to put you on that path to that first software job. That's coderfoundry.com/job roadmap. So to wrap this up, what you need to do is build a piece of blog software, write 20 to 30 articles on technical coding topics, and then publish those to 4 to 5 different social media platforms, all pointing back to your blog software. Now, this does a couple of things for you. It raises the SEO rank of each of these articles and your portfolio. It also places you as a developer in the expert category. And you're not just a random person out there looking for a job. You're a coder that's committed to your craft, and you're showing expertise on a lot of different topics. And this should raise or build your brand as a developer and make it easier to find that first software job. I hope this helps. Good luck and keep coding.